And we're live. Let's start the event. How come I can't start it? Oh, there we go. And we're live. Again. Make sure everything looks right. Hopefully everybody hears me. We got spooky lo-fi today. Oh, that pattern bull flag. Beautiful thing. So many things. There you go. Excuse me. I can't imagine that many people will join. You gotta lower my expectations as we get into it, but it is Halloween after all. Hey, Alec. Well, Alec's here. All of my kids are trick-or-treating in other neighborhoods, so I haven't seen them all night. So here I am. And we got a total of 15 kids past our house today, which is maybe the lowest ever. Maybe for us. But hey, that's okay. That's cool. If we get the reputation of like the bad neighborhood that nobody goes to because all the kids are like, the houses are too far apart and stuff, so like too much walking involved, right? Maybe to our benefit. Maybe. What about you? You're young. Are you out like with the pillowcase trick or treating or something? I got to imagine. Oh, sneaky, sneaky. Yeah, I the first trick or treaters who stopped by went like the long way. We were the last house that they got to in the little cul-de-sac we're in, and I was like, that was quick. Were any of those people home? And they're like, no. And they didn't have anything out. So I said, oh, okay, well, sorry you got all those steps. But I used that information to try to help other trick-or-treaters and save them time because they literally walked a quarter mile to my house and back to the main road. Yeah, not worth it for little kid legs. Ah, you can go. You're not too old to go trick-or-treating, man. Can you hear the music? Let me know, please. There's music playing. There was. It's Halloween lo-fi. Hopefully it comes through. But not too loud. Spooky lo-fi. Alright, we're going to get started here pretty soon. Hey, hey! YTP, 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 YTP. Did you change your name? You were... Oh, okay. I could turn it up a little bit. Yeah, very intimate setting today. There you go. I figured I'd go with the Halloween lo-fi beats this time. Maybe a little bit more appropriate. Dude, premium's the best. That's why we're not going to get commercials on this lo-fi music. It's just going to play nicely. I hope anyway. All right. Well, it is 7:40, and I've already started my high noon trip. It's not a psychedelic. I shouldn't have called it a trip. My endeavors. And I put the ring pops outside, so if anyone comes by, they don't need to ring the doorbell. They can just empty. I don't care. Empty the box. I don't eat that stuff. And we'll get into what was a super exciting week that really is just going to look like a big dump mark for 8 weeks here until this gets off my list. Yeah, dude. Well, I was negative because I took a $30,000 deck hit. I got decked. I got decked. How many times can I say that before it stops being funny? It's probably not funny already. But, yeah, we might as well start with that one before I do anything. Held this bad boy for the better part of 6 months, maybe longer. Hey, DT made it too. Awesome. Mexican food. No habaneros on this stream, my friend. Just gonna throw that out there. Please lower your expectations. Yeah, so this was one of those, like, you know, I got a lot of positions, and plenty of positions can be in the negative, which is fine. Like, generally I don't really care. But deck, it was just one of those, this earnings, I was hoping for something better. I don't really even want to look at the chart, but we'll bring it up and break my heart again. And honestly, like, I'm really glad I got out what I did. I sold at 90. We had the earnings day, and the best time to sell for all the earnings was actually pre-market, when it was still like 93 for a little while. So the earnings were in the morning. By the way, I'm like deeply congested, so I apologize if I sound weird today. Oh, Muffin made it. Good to see you. Good to see you. Italian food. Ooh. Did you get risotto? It's the most Italian sounding food I could think of. Or maybe the Fra Diavolo. So, like, on the deck earnings, which was, again, in the morning before market open at like 8 a.m., it just tanked. But pre the market opening, it was like 93, 94, somewhere around here. And I actually thought about it, but I'm like, hey, you know, surely the CEO won't tank his stock again by saying that they're affected by tariffs. But no, I had way too much faith in this guy. And so we had a little dead cat bounce here. Tweezers, pair of tweezers, which is not a good thing, because they were the wrong direction tweezers. And I got out here at 90, which, you know, if you want to look at how tight this was, I saw we were at like 50, and I was not logged in. I'm like, all right, this is it. I got to get out at like right now, because it's not, I don't think it's going to go up anymore. Well, we hit, it was going up, right? Because we started here for the day. We hit this 90.50, and I was like, bump, sell. And got it in like just in time before we ended up dropping down. We finished a little bit above it, so it would have been fine. But I was happy, quote unquote, happy to get out at 90, because if you look right now, we have officially hit, well, not we, I'm not in this piece of crap turd anymore. Somebody has hit 80, and yeah, I'm glad it's not me. I'm glad I'm out of it. So cutting my losses, it happens. I wish I sold it here, and I would have for sure, except I was covered. And there was a long period of time where I thought about buying at a loss for my cover, because I was covered at like 115 or something. And then obviously if I wanted to get out, I would have had to buy it at a loss. I would have got out at 115, even if it was at 120, right? And eaten the difference in a loss. But that would have been the smart move in hindsight. However, this cup and handle gave me a lot of, I don't know what, copium, maybe a little bit of all the above, just like sucking in that hopium, because there was a chance that we rocketed up off of here back to, you know, prior regions of glory, we'll call it. That did not happen. It dumped. And earnings was a chance to just, in my mind, I was like, oh, look, we're cupping again. We're probably going to go right back to either here or here. And I was planning on getting out at 118. That was, so if we had cupped back to here, it would have been pretty much dead on the money. And I would have just said goodbye, and it would have been break even, which would have been amazing. However, actually, it would have been a slight profit. Oh, the hopes and dreams of the ignorant and just desperate. Instead, we dropped, and this was just one of those, like, when this happens, the same thing happened with Lulu after earnings a while back when I had leaps, actually. And I thought we would bounce on Lulu and make our way back up slowly because it's such a mega drop. Unfortunately, that was not the case, and it was a slow burn down. Well, we can look at Lulu. I haven't looked at Lulu in a while. Maybe it's doing better. But it was just like slow, painful burn down. So we had this earnings drop, and then I was like, oh, surely it's gonna make a turn. Well, it did eventually, but it was a dead cat bounce, and eventually just continued super bearish to where we are now. And I didn't want to go through this again with deck. In fact, I ended up, I think I lost money overall on the Lulu leaps, but I offset it with Lulu puts here, and I eventually sold the puts down here. I'm like, we're done. We're out of this. I'm not touching this stupid stock anymore either. So yeah, anyway, I didn't want to go through that again with deck, so getting out here seemed like best case scenario at this point. And that's been true for Lulu as well, by the way. For anyone who's in there, I'm sorry. Hey, sorry made it. Hey, awesome. You made it to a live one. Very cool. You're still eating dinner? We got Cuban Ban. Or would it be Cuban Bin? Because I say Cuban, not Cuban. Happy Halloween, brother or sister. Imagine the deal getting in now at 80. I hate you for even suggesting that, Alec. You should feel bad about that statement. I'm just going to say that right now. You gave the 3 kids next door everything you had? Did it include quail eggs? Or was it just candy? Black Enigma made it too. You're going to join the Poppy Chulos? That's amazing. We'd love to have you. Yeah. Oh, dude, Ons. I'm an Ons enjoyer, aka bag holder as well, at 10. My Ons chart. Well, we'll get to Ons in a little bit, but yeah, that's been a rough one, huh? Tron is you know Tron didn't sell. You're not Tron, are you? You know he's from After Hours, and I think he's got, I don't know, 400K of Ons or something. Well, it was, and I love Tron, by the way. It was 400K, and now it's getting close to half of that. So hopefully he peeled off a little bit. I'm not sure he did, and that's going to be tough. But, you know, you got to think he's a long-term believer, and frankly, I am too. I think they'll be fine long-term, but you might be going out into like mid-2026. You guys like this music? Can you hear the music? I keep asking this. Wait, why is your name Cuban Bin? I don't know. What's your real name, Cuban Bin? Illyri's made it too. You're an Ons community. Who posted that meme today? It wasn't you, was it? Yeah. Tron is Tron. Yeah. Well, he's a robot. That's true. No, I like Tron. I think he'll be fine. I just think he's going through what I went through with Reddit earlier in the year, which we're gonna talk about Reddit. Yay. Which the chart is not that impressive at the end of the day, but I love that it like filled my cup in. I drew this down here, by the way, so like this is cool. I know I'm like that guy with the lines and the strings pointing at the charts on the wall when it comes to Reddit, but it is what it is. Leave me alone. Don't at me. I don't think that works on YouTube anyway. By the way, I'm gonna ask a few times if you wouldn't mind. If you like hanging out here, if you could hit the like button to show me that you like it, that would go a long way. To what? I don't know, but I think I'm supposed to ask, so I'm gonna ask. Reddit, though, if we go back to like my journey with Reddit, you know, I bought it way back here in the 40s. I wish I got it in the 30s, man. The problem was I was working full time, not really investing. I knew the IPO was coming. I didn't get offered IPO shares, which is unfortunate. I would have gotten them, and I missed it. Ended up getting in right around here, which ended up being the lowest price from the time that I saw it that I could ever get it, and then bought more at 60, 50, 60, 80, 100, 140, 160, 200. Like it just keeps going. But this was rough going from here, and this was my point from the ramble before I went off tangent on Ons and others of, you know, sometimes this happens. Nobody knows to this day why this happened. I'm going to go conspiracy theory and say manipulation, market manipulation, maybe, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe somebody really wanted to fill this gap, and they did. Damn it. Obviously, it timed with the April tariffs quite a bit, but like that was just taking advantage of a situation. You know, that shouldn't have happened the way that it did. We got out of it okay though, and then obviously we made our way up to 285, almost 280. We've dropped back down to 200, which, by the way, I still feel really good about because, you know, again, starting in the 40s, now we're here, and that's kind of cool. So I do think, especially after smashing earnings, I'm hoping we have another one of these going on over the next few weeks. I'm not sure we will, but I think it's a very good potential that we cup. And I'm not going to even change this because it seems likely. I will say, and I imagine people will be surprised to hear me say this, I might actually peel off some Reddit if we get back to like 300, especially. I mean, maybe 285, but like 300 is kind of my target, somewhere up here. And the reason is, I listened through I didn't listen. I read through the earnings and I read through the AMA of the earnings. And my takeaway was they are very much focused on the ad side and the user growth. And all that stuff is really good. I think somebody, was that the music? Did the music just have a doorbell, or was that my actual doorbell? Oh shit, I don't know. No, thank you, Superman. No, I feel questionable. I'm congested. I feel fine, but I am congested. The problem with Reddit is they're very focused on the user growth, which they should be, and the advertising, and everything that they're talking about related to AI licensing and data is less progressing less than I had expected it to by now, especially in terms of the data licensing. I know they recently tried to sue a bunch of people, Perplexity and a few others. I don't yet know how I feel about this because part of my hypothesis included the AI licensing being a large part of their offering and growth, that I saw them being a $100 to $200 billion company. Now, they're still $40 billion right now, which is awesome. I still think they're going to get to $100 billion based on just like the ad revenue stuff alone. I'm wondering if they have not yet figured out how they leverage their data set with AI providers. That has me personally a little concerned because I thought they had that figured out, and I thought they had a clear channel or vertical or whatever you people call it that they were going to pursue on that. So I'm still very bullish. They have a lot of ad growth for sure, and their global expansion is going to be amazing with LLMs. Auto translating stuff has been very successful in France, India, somewhere else. I can't remember where else. But the question to me is, like, if that's it, I'm a little less excited than what I was when this all started. Now, I'm happy with 300% return already on the initial positions and all that. So, like, I'm not upset about that. But I'm just, part of me is thinking about it of, if they can't figure it out, or maybe it's like they're just going to keep building stuff and eventually they'll figure it out, and they probably will, and I need more patience. That might be the case, but I don't know. I lost a little bullish tilt this past earnings. And also, like, the earnings itself was not spectacular. I mean, look where we closed, 208. That's where we've been all week. And it was frustrating to see us drop that night to 193, which broke all sorts of supports, tested the 100 SMA for whatever reason. And then we took off to 230, which is cool if we stayed there. But the fact is, now we have to see what happens over the next couple of weeks, of course. But I don't know. This price action was not particularly exciting to me. I think this is short-term thinking, but I just want to be transparent with what I'm thinking in general. And also, I'm thinking through what I'm thinking as I say it. So, oh, good thing. Hey, Saul, good to see you. We got the whole crowd here. Look at all you people. All right, let me see. You guys are talking a lot. Did we ever figure out who Cuban Bidman is? Makes sense. I can wheel other stuff. I will wheel other stuff for sure. Man Person. That's a great name. Good to see you. I have no idea who you are, but welcome. Oh, it's MC. Welcome back. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not decided here. I do not have my mind made up. I do want to do some more digging here on that front and rebuild my conviction in a way where I think I could, and maybe I've just kind of stopped digging into it so much. But that's how I'm thinking and feeling right now. Oh, Showcase made it. Dude, I started early for you. Oh, Pinga. Dude, your name is hilarious. I did even better. I don't know why I'm finding that so funny. Oh, man. Yeah, I added you. Did you not see my I added you in Discord, dude. Anyway. You missed my Reddit rant, which is probably good because it would have put you to sleep. I'm pretty sure if you just listened to that whole spiel, shebang. I tried to combine a bunch of words unsuccessfully. All right, so we talked about how I got decked. So we'll go to the dashboard for a few here. First negative month or week ever. But like when I look at overall the performance excluding deck, everything before interest, taxes, deck, and amortization, the return was 11.8, which was what is that, like 118 divided by 131, I think it's at. All right, 0.9%. That's not bad. The goal was 1%. I'll be honest, I was a little lazy this week. I didn't cover any Reddit at all. Apparently I could have got away with covering all of it. Who knew? But you know, I was bullish, and I thought we had a good chance of having a really wild move, potentially upwards of 245, and so I didn't cover it, and that probably cost me. I mean, max would have cost me upwards of, like, I would guess $8,000, $10,000. But I never would have done that. I never would have covered it aggressively to begin with. Let's say I covered it at 240. Maybe I would have. I never looked at 240. Probably would have been a couple percent still on a 200K position, something like that. So, or 240. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to say mistakes were made, but could have been something better there. I will be covering it for next week, most likely. I haven't decided where yet. So instead, I kind of just played a few tickers. The first one was CoreWeave, which we closed out of the money again. I think this one touched the money, might have been in the money for like a day or half a day or something. Let me look at CoreWeave. Did we hit 140? Yeah, we did. We touched 140. And this is also kind of why I picked 140, was it's basically the fib, 140.45. Yeah, it was a good price and good appreciation and good return. Again, I would have loved for it to get called away, though. 288 was 2%, and if it got called away, 350 a share. I mean, that's pretty good, right? We got 350 plus 288 divided by 137.50, I think is my cost basis now. Does that sound right? Yeah, maybe. 130, yeah. I mean, 4.5%. I would have taken that all day. Would have been cool. And then we had Joby. Wait a second. Did Joby close above 17? Oh, awesome. You can tell how much I was paying attention at the end of the day. We did. Okay, good for you, Joby. So these are called away. This is 2,000 shares. So this is, okay, actually I made a little bit more money. We can move, we can do a little bit of this live. Go up, go up, go up, go up. There we go. Where's Joby? A little higher. There it is. So Joby, my cost basis was 1650. Whoops. Above. Yeah. So we sold at 17, 2,000 shares. So another. Whoa, what am I doing? Another $1,000. I'll take it. Very cool. That helps with the deck pain a little bit. And whoa, what did I do? Oh, that was just that was sell. Okay. We closed at 12.8, which is 0.95, even better. So yeah, Joby was a good trade. I'm very happy with how that one wrapped up. And then, oh crap, NBIZ also get called away. Did that happen? Or it should get called away? I suppose there's a world where it doesn't. I didn't think I was going to be updating stuff here, but I really didn't think we were closing. Did it run at the end of the day? Let's take a look at the... I like the Google chart for looking at the end of the day here. Where's NBIZ? There it is. Okay, yeah, so like I stopped paying attention somewhere around here. I'm like, this is not getting called away. And we did run up. Okay. Wow, look at this. We're like on the line all night long too. Everything pumped. Did it? Except for Reddit. What the hell, man? Okay, well, cool. I'm happy to sell NBIZ too. I would have loved to have sold CoreWeave with that, by the way. So we'll do the same thing. We'll just sell these, and these were even better. These were sold at 130. So this was a real nice, and this was a sell. Okay, well, guess what? We hit 1% after all. Yes! We made this a little less negative. Oh, beautiful. What does that say? Minus 12K. Minus 1%. Almost. Actually, less than minus 1%. We'll call that a win. All right, well, that's kind of nice. Again, I wasn't paying attention because it's Halloween and I had other stuff I had to do around the house before the kids started coming around. Which, again, we only had 15 kids show up. Ridiculous. I mean, our houses are a little spread here, so I get it. Little legs gotta go a long way in order to get that candy. You probably burn it off each piece of candy as they go from house to house. So I was happy with the NBIZ play. And did you sell any NBIZ this week, Showcase? You must have. 100? Dang. Yeah, how many were there this year in Italy, Tenant? Like 3? All right, back to what I was saying. Okay, so the Joby play. I was happy with Joby. Let's go back to Joby. I started skipping around because I was like, oh, did this get called? Did this get called? Probably. 17 was sold here. Or here. No, here on the at the start of the day. I'm glad I got that one in early. Pretty good return on it. That was a 50 cents. So that was better than... That was almost 3% to begin with. I think that was like 2.8%. Whoops. 2.8% plus 50 cents shares. Very nice. 0. Oh, boo. Do you hand out like pasta? Just break it over their head? Spaghetti, of course. I mean, linguine would be a little painful. I wouldn't recommend it. You'd probably get child abuse charges for that. 3 full bags from Costco. Where I used to live was like that, not here. This is, in fact, my kids went to other neighborhoods because it sucks to do it in our neighborhood. And all of my neighbors, we were the only ones giving out candy. I don't know why. There's a bunch of Krampuses here or something. So, all right, we talked enough about Joby. I think I may... It depending on where we open up next week, I'll keep playing Joby. We're in this weird... well, no, actually, I will not play Joby until after Wednesday. I don't want to be messing with them around earnings. This was actually an important thing. I was hopeful to get out of Joby this week before earnings and preserve my share price appreciation and the premiums that I've got from them so far this year. Because Joby's been... pretty decent to me, actually. I mean, it's not huge dollars, but like for the position size, $5,600 over the life of like 4 trades is pretty good, because that didn't tie up much capital to get. God, I can't stop making air sounds out of my mouth. So yeah, very happy with how these series of trades played out. Which takes us to NBIZ, which I only had a 500 share position on that. They eat dessert for every meal. That's fair. That's fair. And butter, right? A lot of butter. I remember going to a factory in Orzinuovi, Italy, and I stayed there for a week. And every morning, 10 a.m. in the factory, it was like, coffee, 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 coffee. And I was like, of course. And it was like, okay, well, let's go get it. I thought a coffee, which I learned very quickly is not American coffee. And it's basically a shot of espresso. And yet they take as long as an American takes to drink a tall, venti, whatever Starbucks. That little tiny shot, you just like, you touch it with your tongue, you know, and whatever the taste buds gather, that's all you get. And that could take a half hour. And was fine with me, because honestly, I found that to be a very boring factory to visit. So 3 espresso, yikes, that's a lot. 0 for Alec. Well, yeah, but you hadn't even started yet. Dusty Johnny, that's a great name, by the way. What platform do I use for research, and how do I find new ideas? That's a great question. Oh my gosh, I should make like a long form YouTube video for that, which, by the way, there's a new video coming out on Sunday, and I'm going to ask you all to hit the like button literally on Sunday. I don't care if you watch it. Just hit the like button. I need that engagement. I had ChatGPT tell me when the best time to post that video was, and it said either Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern time, or like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 5 to 7. I don't know. And then I was like, yeah, but this is how big the channel is. And it's like, oh, well, in that case, do this. Anyway, yeah, give me help, guys. I need your help. To answer your question, I use a variety of platforms, and I wish I had like an affiliate link for TradingView. I don't. I don't get paid telling you this. I wish I did. Sponsorship opportunity. TradingView, call me. I don't have that many subscribers, but maybe in the future. Invest early, right? You could be on the ground floor of Rise from the data that is. TradingView is amazing, and the software is very powerful. You can use the free version and get a ton of information out of it. Look through financials. I think nowadays it even pulls like actual financial reports, so you can open up certain PDFs and things like that. So that's step one. How I find ideas, well, there's a whole lot of things that you can do on that. For one, being in the Theta Daddies honestly has been amazing to get new ideas. I rarely do nearly any work to find new potential ideas between After Hour, Theta Daddies, and on a rare occasion, Reddit. Like I found RCAT through Reddit a year ago. Before that, it was big enough to be in Wall Street Bets, so like that was a cool one. But generally, I find stuff through what people are excited about. And, you know, I don't care about people who post and they're like, buy Huma, and that's it, right? Like, but I'll tell you what, Young Ember has an 18 post series that he's writing on After Hour about Huma. I'm like, all right, you know what? I'll dabble. Tron is a good example with ONS, things like that. But the other tools that I used to use back in the day were things like, hopefully I didn't click on Pornhub. Nope, we're good. It's Yahoo Finance. I don't have that link. Are you kidding? I'm an old man. There's things like the 52-week loser chart, where I like to look for value plays. And often this will be a mess of biotechs that I would never recommend touching. But like, hey, why is Kava at a 5-year or a 52-week low? TTD. Figma. Ooh, Figma. I actually didn't even know that they were at that point. I should look at them again. NVO, which by the way has earnings this week. These are all things that I look at, and I just start using them to get an initial feel for, is this something that I'm interested in? And usually I'll zoom out to the 5-year chart, like way out, and then slowly zoom into, all right, what's the last year been? Wow, that is a solid bear trend. And then, you know, you can go into the 1 month of like, okay, what do we got going for us? Then from there, for sure, you need to be looking at earnings, right? Are we seeing positives and negatives? At that point, I'm usually transitioning over to something like TradingView, which we're looking at Joby, but you can check to see like how did we do on earnings, surprise and misses. You know, is the leadership trustworthy in what they propose and guidance? and you can start to build a not conviction yet, but just a baseline of, is this a company I want to dig any further into? Now, obviously, it's good to have some initial thoughts and ideas of, hey, what sectors are you interested in? Like Tenant over here loves jewelry, right? And so he's like in the press. Sorry, man, I don't want to out you, but he's into NEM, and that's why it's on my watch list, because I see his conviction on it. I'm like, oh, what are they doing? And then I look and I'm like, especially when he was telling me about it over here, I'm like, oh my God, the colors of the rainbow are amazing here with all of the EMAs and SMAs stacked really nicely. Super bullish. And played it a little bit, got out, and then kind of glad I got out based on the fact that we're at these ridiculous all-time highs, right? But again, it gives you a point to start looking at it. And then as you develop or not develop conviction, you position size based on that. You can sell low delta depending on your conviction if you want to get in CSP at the money, stuff like that. So hopefully that answered your question. I actually went deeper than I thought I was going to go there. Okay, I got to catch up because I was rambling again. TMI, your pee stills like coffee. Oh, smells. Okay, that's weird. That was a weird one to pick to read first. Here we are. Too early on Sunday. Hey, M3 race fan. Like M3, BMW M3? Or is M3 the name of a race? I don't know. Who are you? Are you a Discord user or are you from YouTube? Let me know. Afraid of ideas from Reddit. Because that's where you got Pew. Okay, Pew. Here's the deal with Pew. And I know I'm behind on chat. I'm catching up here. Pew was disgusting, right? And still is. I think Bob posted a funny one on this one of like, I looked at Pew and man, it's still gross. It's still terrible. Everything's horrible here. Right? Like, it's so gross. God, I'm so glad I sold at like here, wherever it was, somewhere over here. I took a loss on Pew too, by the way. The thing about Pew was there really was a realistic angle. I don't think it was a good angle. Well, it wasn't a bad angle. It was Donald Trump Jr.'s in it. He's gonna pump it. We're all gonna play the who's gonna eat the cum biscuit, right? And unfortunately, almost everybody ate it because Fidelity, anyone who had Fidelity, couldn't sell their stock, which was obnoxious. And anyway, this was a mess. But like the idea going into it, not terrible. The problem is we knew it was a gamble. It was a SPAC, right? Or a SPAC. I don't know how people pronounce these things. I only read these words. I don't actually listen to people talk about them. So, like, there was nothing wrong with this play. I think it was fine. Everything went wrong with the play, and sometimes that just happens, right? Like, it is what it is. It's not a company I would ever touch, though. And look at, like, the volume just continues to drop off. What was the volume on this day? Yeah, I mean, under 200K, bleh, gross. Today was 265. Yeah, all this stuff is gross. They have earnings coming up. I mean, I don't recommend it, but you could, yeah, I'm not even going to say the words. You're in the Discord. All right, awesome. Good to see that. Yeah, so Pew was unfortunate. But yeah, dude, it's okay. It's not a cliff. It's like one of those slides that you see on TikToks, usually with the chicks in the bikinis, where they jump and they go straight down and then they like shoot up. Except these don't shoot up. This one just goes flat. You just slide forever horizontally. The y-axis never improves. But maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll be surprised by earnings. I'm never touching this disgusting stock again. It's a mess. There was this I can't believe this isn't empty yet. I've been like, I thought drinking this pretty hard. SPAC NBiz. Yes, now we got somebody who understands, who speaks the language. I like it. Fidelity. Oh man, I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, if it makes you feel better, which I don't know why this would make you feel better, but maybe it does. We have a Discord member who I won't call out, but he's a little salty at times. I think he's got like a 100K position, or 100K, or no, not 100K position. He has a very large loss from it, and I hope he recovers at some point. I don't think he's sold yet. I think he's praying for the earnings. Is this what I use TikTok for? Well, first off, I don't use TikTok. But if I were to use TikTok, is there another reason to use TikTok? I think that's it, right? All right, let's look at, where was I? Kava. Oh, we were talking about how we, oh, there's lo-fi. We were talking about how we find stuff. But we haven't even gotten past NBiz, which the CC was great. That's amazing. I'm super thrilled with that. It wasn't a very big percent-wise. It was only a 1% play. However, the $5 share appreciation was quite nice, as you can see by the $2,500 that came out of that stock sale. And this is the power of CC's out of the money, slightly out of the money, ideally above your cost basis, with my cost basis being 125 here, which is high for NBiz. But you know, this is what happens when you're wheel, because you're out, you're in, you're out, you're in, you're out, you're in. So every time you're in close to whatever the price currently is, unless you happen to get in before it rocketed randomly, which is plausible, but just not frequent. So when you're looking at these things and you can get, oh, this song is weird and I would turn it off if I could, but I can't. Okay. I mean, I can, but then you get it. It's not going to work right. But if you sell a little out of the money, you can get, especially when you can get at least 1%, which is amazing for a weekly. In general, you're dealing with decent IV stocks already, but you can also get this $5 appreciation. That's amazing. I need to mute this. Oh my God, this is killing me. Killing me. It sounds ridiculous. Pinga, you leaving? All right, man. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by briefly. I do like high news. It's true. They taste so good. They're so easy to drink. You watch funny animal videos? Like girls dressed up as animals? Like furries? Or am I taking this the wrong way? Probably taking this the wrong way. Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Oh, who called that? Is that an actual game? It must be a game. Hello Kitty. That's an animal, I guess. No, actual animals. Okay, well, that's fair. You have a pure heart and soul. Much more so than I do. I applaud you for that. NBiz, on the other hand, oh, it's dirty. It's dirty girl NBiz. I'm in and out of NBiz all week long, all month long. It's a good one. It's a good one. I keep going back. Showcase, thank you for introducing me to my best friend here, financial friend. It's been paying, actually. I would guess it's probably only actually made 15 to 20K. Hey, that was an amazing guess. I would win Squid Games with that guess. It's been good though, and I plan on continuing to keep like a 10% size. However, you can see what I did this week was I started with a 5% size, which exactly 5%, 130, right? On 1.3 is 500 shares is a 5% size, conveniently. And then I added some 120 CSPs when we were in the 121 range and got really nice premium there. Like, oh, that was juicy, really juicy. And with protection down to 115, always going with protection, especially when it's a dirty one like NBiz. And you will do well, is what I found, on a stock that you're bullish on anyway, and slightly lucky on. So this was a great one. We went all the way down to 117 at one point and finished at 131. And Finishing out of the money, I'm not going to make a joke on that. Don't even think about it. Is great. This was like the money shot that we were all looking for, and it came back big. I cannot stop thinking of terrible innuendo. Um, I need to go to a different stock. I think it's probably the only thing that I can do here. Otherwise, my brain is not going to stop. But overall, like NBIZ, I'm super bullish on this long term because we know we have like validation of $5 billion of revenue long term. And I feel very safe here. I feel protected, like I'm wearing a condom. This is terrible. This is only my second one. It doesn't take much, man. This is okay. In fairness, it's my second one this week. So here we are. This is what happens. The swelling stock was pumping. Yeah. It was like somebody had a pump that they were. Whoa! I almost used my hands there. We don't need clips and new emojis. We have enough for real. Like we just don't need to go there. Oh, okay. Anyway, let's stop talking about NBIZ. I'm very happy with the trade. I'm very happy with how it worked out. And it came back at literally half of my earnings for the week. Let's see if that song's over. Let's put the music back on. Okay, I think we're... It's the same song, is it not? Okay, I think this one... No, this might be a different song. It sounds a little bit less ridiculous. Then we go to GME, which was a weird one for this week. I got in at 24, and we had a good start to the week where I gotta sort here. This is a beat, huh? Hey, Lord Mark, good to see you, my friend. I was really hoping that we were cupping, if you can't tell. I also drew this one a while back. We are not, in fact, cupping. This is a sad picture. And in fact, I have no idea why. There's no news, like literally no news here that tells us anything should be happening that is currently happening. But we are testing this local low that we've been using as a support recently. Maybe I'll draw a line down here. Something like this. Right, so we do have some support here, short term, multiple earnings. I'm not going to go back here because it takes us to April time frame, and that's just not a productive support line, in my opinion, because everything dropped well below any support line there. So you can't, like, that's a black swan event, obviously. So we don't need to look at that. But we do want to look at, like, there's a good chance we bounce off 22, and maybe lower, but close at 22 would be my guess. Before ideally climbing back up here, which my guess is we're just getting shorted like crazy. Volume's pretty consistent though, so like nothing crazy going on here, which tells me like, yeah, I think there's probably some shorting going on. Yeah, honestly, the reason I got 2,000 more shares of GME, so now I got a 2,300 share position, which by the way is not actually very large. It's like a 3% position for me. It's not I'm sorry, it's very bullish in my mind with what they're doing with the cards and the grading stuff that they brought up in this Masley post that he put in the Discord on some, I don't know, some conversation with analysts somewhere. I think earnings are going to blow people away. I will be very surprised if they don't crush earnings. And I genuinely like the business model that they're currently looking at and working on. I think it's it makes a lot of sense to me. I told this story last time, so I don't want to retell the whole story, but I'm like following a YouTuber who started a game collection store, brick and mortar. I collect old video games like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega. I at one point thought about buying a franchise, the Exchange Midwest franchise. Maybe it's elsewhere, I don't know. And anyway, I'm living vicariously through this guy's YouTube channel. He's an Amazon reseller, going to like garage sales and stuff and then selling stuff on Amazon. And he built this mini empire that is now expanded into a large strip mall, multi-bay, multi-storefront operation where he still does the Amazon stuff, but then he opened up a brick and mortar store. And the biggest thing that he's learned is that, oh my God, games are great, but I better have a ridiculous amount of Pokemon cards, because the resell on that is just absurd. And they're making a ton of money on Pokemon, everything. Pokemon games too, and plushies and whatever. But like the cards are just out of control. And you look at the demographic that's in the store, because he's making videos of like grand opening and all this stuff, and it's all over the place. And there are little kids, and there are big kids with a lot of money, aka adults, probably in their mid 30s, late 30s, maybe even early 40s at this point, that hit that sweet spot. It was just after me. And GameStop is doing this thing where they are creating an ecosystem where you can gamble online for packs that you own the physical copy of, graded, and you can get the cards in a digital vault. However, it's both a digital vault and a real vault. And the thing is, as people gamble and trade these in, like literally microtransactions, they're becoming a brokerage, I would say. And their biggest problem right now is securing enough inventory that's not garbage inventory, like stuff people would really want. But they have like $5 billion in cash, right? I don't. You can look up the cash position, a very large cash position and Bitcoin position as well. And so they're very well positioned to buy a bajillion Pokemon cards and make this market leader, first to market ecosystem that no one else has. I think it's going to be huge. And I'm looking at this as like, I gotta do a little bit more math here, but I'm guessing we become a $50 stock from where we are today. And I think I'm not trying to sell anyone on it, not financial advice. Do your own due diligence. Disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. You already signed the waiver just by joining the chat, just saying. Okay, wow, I see chat moving, I'm sorry. You're not still talking about the innuendos, are you? No clip gifts. No clip gifts. No gift clips. Yeah, you don't like the music? Oh, the music's so good. All right. And does RK? Who's RK? Ryan Cohen is RC. Who's RK? Pokemon millionaires. Wait, are they millionaires because of Pokemon, or are they millionaires who buy Pokemon? I don't even know anything about Pokemon, but it's fun watching pack openings. Yeah. So imagine you do that on your computer, and they're your packs. That's the thing. Oh, Roaring Kitty, my bad. Dude, I'm sure he still owns some. Like, his namesake is GameStop. There's no way he doesn't own GameStop. And in fact, he posted somewhere, what was it, Twitter? He posted a little bit on Twitter in this year. I don't remember any other specifics beyond that. Because of Pokemon. Oh, that's awesome. Cool. They should name their company Pokemon Daddies. Okay, that's enough on GameStop. Let's look at... Oh, but I should say, I juiced this one. This is a great one. I sold the 25C, which would have been a $1 share appreciation. So we're talking 1% plus $1 share. Shares, that's fine. Squeeze job. And then this was another like 0.5% basically, because it was net 14 cents. So we turned a 1%er into a 1.5%er. And I think that's pretty good. I think that's a great example of why you can do things with your options beyond buy to close and then sell it again next week, which was a potential. But instead I sold it for the same exact week, same expiration, and was able to almost get at 24, because this is wrong, 24, I got 1% again. Again, with the net, it's only half of that, of course, but that's a great play. And I recommend people look at these opportunities, especially for something where you're above cost basis and you're okay if it were to get assigned. I wouldn't have cried if this ended up getting assigned. In fact, I even thought about squeezing it again to 23 today, but I didn't want to push my luck. That would be below cost basis and didn't seem to make sense to me. Because he can't stop me, Alec. That's why. Pretty sure. No. Hey, oh my gosh. I almost read that out loud and got in trouble, DT. Gah. I see you. I see you, my merch guy. Don't forget, DT. And has anyone asked you for new merch, by the way? By the way, not to out him, but Isaiah is interested in helping you if you want any help on that. I keep meaning to send you a message on that. And now I just said it to the world. You love watching TCAP and Takedown with Chris Hansen. Oh, I just realized what TCAP is. Okay, awesome. I need to stop reading chat at this point. Yeah, he runs shops, so like he has experience in it. And the fact is, I think he'd like to help. But I'm not trying to like say you're not doing a great job, DT. You are. So it's totally up to you. Totally up to you if you want to do that. All right, next up is Oscar. What a dud Oscar's been this week. Although all healthcare, hymns, etc., have been kind of duddish. But let's take a look at Oscar because I haven't really paid attention to it this week. I sold. Wow, we lost the wedge. No, the wedge is gone. We sold Monday, which would have been here, at 21, which we didn't get anywhere near, actually, now that I'm looking at it. So that was never going to happen, apparently. But it was a good one to sell it at. And we're clearly looking to test 100 SMA. I don't know what's going on here. We got earnings coming up, so we got all these stupid stories of why are the shares sliding today from a week ago, which means there's no news. This is macroeconomic based. I think this is related to the whole ACA subsidies stuff changing or whatever. I don't know. I don't personally see it as an issue for Oscar, for UNH, for others. Although UNH has slid a lot too this week, but I think it's uncertainty. And so until that news comes out, even earnings. Now, earnings might be somewhere the CEO can say some nice things that calm people, but we're clearly we've broken out of this pattern, unfortunately, to the wrong side, to the downside, which as a holder of 2,000 shares or 1,000 shares or whatever it is, I don't know what it is. It's funny. You would think I would know. I don't even have it on my list. Damn it! I have 2,000 shares of Oscar apparently, so we should fix that. And it's 40K, so it goes somewhere over here. I know. I got it at 20. Yeah. Bye. Whoops. Okay, we messed that up. 2020, and everything else is right. Okay. So, anyway, covered this one. I'm happy with it. I was ideally looking to get out of this one before earnings as well. And that's just because the nature of Oscar, I couldn't even tell you what the predicted move is. I will cover this next week, 100% chance. Probably at like 21 again. I just hope that I get some good, let's look. We can check out the option chain. Oh my gosh, the congestion, my ears are like popping. That is so annoying. I know nobody cares, but here we are. Okay, so no, we want the 7th. Perfect. 21. I always got to look at calls. Ask bid is the closest, and we get over 1%. We get 2%. Oh, beautiful. We will be selling those 100% guaranteed, unless it goes up and I get a better price further out. But I will gladly take 2%. In fact, let's just make a note. Don't forget, it doesn't need to be caps, bro. Don't forget, sell 2%ers next week. Earnings, got it. Thank you, Pass Rise. And we will most definitely try to cash in on this one again. I'm fine with it though. I think long term this stock is fine. It's not. I'm not worried about it. We're not like we're in good hands in this channel, right? And frankly, we're not at all-time highs. Really interesting cup potential here. I never looked at this. Let's do this little cuppy cup action. Like this. That is a tilted ass cup, huh? There we go. With a long, we're going to change this to whoop. We're going to change this to weekly. This is a thing, actually. Long cups are real. Cups work. All this stuff works on any period that you do it on, by the way. Patterns are patterns. Like we're going to look at Google in a minute, just because I'm thinking about it. But this is potentially like, I don't know, a long arrow? Maybe? We'll see. Whoa, that's yellow. Holy cow. When did I change that? I usually do dark blue, don't I? Yeah. I mean, there's potential here. There's potential here from earnings. But feels late. Feels late now that I'm looking at it. I think we already got our tiny little arrow. I'm going to leave that there for now, though. Maybe I'm going to surprise myself with a new cup to hang on the refrigerator. Anyway, I do think that earnings is likely to be fine. There's nothing scary in my mind. Hopefully they lose less money this earnings cycle, and guidance is good, right? But it's fine. I'll get paid. We'll continue to lower our cost basis there. Oscar's not been a big play for me yet. I haven't held a huge position, so yeah, a little bit over 5K on this one. Maybe make an online gaming platform for Pokemon like Hasbro has with Magic the Gathering. There is an online Pokemon platform. I got it. It comes with, my kids are into Pokemon. That's the only reason I know anything about it. And the packs of cards came with special cards for the Pokemon TCG, whatever it's called, trading card game, right? Barcodes that you would, or QR codes, or they just had codes. You would type them in, and you would get online packs. I don't know if you got the same pack or just like random ass cards, but they do have that. Oscar has DGT ties. DJT ties. It'll be fine. I agree. Still getting 245 on premies. That's pretty nice. Why does it seem like every ticker we play cups? Well, that was because of tariffs. That was definitely a part of it. But I think the cup pattern is more prominent than people give it credit for, personally. I think if you look at it, the idea behind the cup, as I'm coming to learn, as I do it more and more, that you're looking for a couple of things, which actually isn't really well displayed here. But let's look at the Reddit cup anyway. Well, I want to pick one that shows it very clearly, and I know Hims does. What the hell? Where's my Hims cup? I drew a Hims cup. This was a Hims cup. Did I undraw it? I undrew it, right? Typically, the cup does this, though, on the volume, where there's, like, the interest is high, it comes down, and the volume cups along with the price. And then the handle is what we see here, this, like, slow, they call it a consolidation, but it's not really a consolidation. God, I gotta have a better cup than that somewhere. Hold on a second. Oh, I have bull cups all over the place too. Yeah, I mean, these are good examples actually right here. Bull didn't cup and handle, but it did cup, where like volume is high, and then again you can see it drop off. And the idea is hopefully, and this probably goes out further now that I'm looking at it, by earnings maybe. Hopefully interest increases and the price starts going up naturally, and it's a reflection of human emotion, right? So. Lunar had a really good cup too. So again, the bars though, these bars ruin the volume look. So if I show you here, it becomes more clear what I'm talking about, right? And then we had this consolidation again from the spike. Look what it does. And that matches what we're seeing here. So lunar, which I looked at actually today, potentially buying options on, we might, and the thing is, we don't know when. In this case, it might go all the way to earnings, this consolidation where we find where we want to be. But from there, there's a breakout typically. And again, it's very reflective of human perception, emotion, etc. in stock price. Like that's how I see it anyway. And so it's not surprising where this happened. In fact, this happened with DEC. This was a really clear cup. Like, what the hell? And you see it here, right? You see it here. It didn't get super high volume here. I would have expected it to go a little bit higher, but it was clearly like a cup and handle in my mind again. And it's the interesting thing is the edges where we always test at the top. It's amazing how often it touches exactly. You want to see a wild one? Here's Hood. This is a monthly cup, by the way. And you see it, you can see it here. Now, we didn't have a lot of consolidation here, but I would put the trend here. I would still make it a line down. And then look at that. I mean, it can happen on any time frame. It also happens even on the daily, or the intraday. Hey, bud. I'll catch you later. I'm on. Peace. So yeah, it can happen any time of the year. Any time of the year. Anytime. Well, yeah, the year, but also any time period that you look at. All of these, even the 3-minute, which I'm way zoomed in. Whoa, what is that? I just broke everything here. Oh, the arrow. There we go. That fixes it. There you go. There's a little cup and handle right here. We could draw it on the 3-minute chart. Because you got day traders doing this crap. Of course, it's going to change a little bit as you're doing it. But yeah, I mean, like, if I could get that spike out, maybe it looks a little bit more like it. A little bit. I mean, yeah, a little bit. And you're not going to get as big spikes intraday, of course. But that's a thing. That is most definitely a thing. And now I got to get rid of that cup somehow. How do I do that? I guess I got to go back to the 3-minute. So yeah, anyway, they are ever present because it's a human behavior, as all these things are, right? Like the other one that I love, none of you believe me on this one. I know that none of you believe me on this one. Look at this. This is the weekly chart for Google. And in my opinion, we had a clear as day weekly bull flag. Anyone disagree? Didn't think so. Yeah, that was my son. He just got back from trick-or-treating. I'll catch him before he goes to bed. But yeah, like the bull flags, they can happen on the 3-minute, but they sure as hell also happen on the weeklies and the dailies. I think we tend to think most often in terms of dailies, but the bull flag doesn't look really correct on the daily in this capacity. I don't think you would look at this and say, oh, bull flag. I mean, maybe you would, but it was very clear when you looked at the weekly. And sure as shit, here we are. That was a beautiful one. That I take credit for calling that one. Now I sold here at 270, by the way. So like, yeah, it went higher, but I was happy with that. I'm up. I made 50% on Google this year, at least more than that, I think. I don't know, whatever. And by year, I mean like last 3 months, if not less. I was proven right. I don't know. Here's the deal. TA is a statistical thing. So proven right is more like statistically correct. maybe a better way to say it. I don't know. I don't feel like I can necessarily say I was right, because there's some luck involved. Like if earnings went poorly, this could have gone poorly, right? This could have gone the other direction. But because earnings went well, it didn't surprise me that we had a mega spike, which for Google is huge. And my only regret is not buying Leaps at 140 for 140. Damn it. God, that would have paid big, huh? Holy cow. Someone made a lot of money on Google Leaps, I got to imagine. I would have sold them by now. I would have sold them here. I would have sold them here. I would have sold them. I mean, I would have sold them a long time ago. I probably would have sold them here. After when we were at, 202. That would have been a $60 gain, by the way, per share. Times 100. Jeez. I can predict the future. Yes, we're all going to go to bed tonight. Haha, I'm amazing. Speaking of which, let's wrap up. What do we got left here? I think I hit everything. Oh no, Galaxy is all that's left. Oh, Galaxy. I'm not actually thrilled about this play. I feel like I might have FOMO'd here a little bit. The weekly makes it look like it for sure. All right, daily. I got in over here, and it seemed like a good time to me where we were either in a channel or some sort of consolidation. I don't know. I am not even sure how to draw this, to be honest, because it's not even clear now that I'm looking at it, which, like, yeah, maybe a slight upward channel at the time, but too aggressive, honestly. And my position sizing's fine. It's okay. In fact, I might even sell more CSPs next week. And I think, let's look at CCs here. What are we looking at? Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's totally fine. For next week, what do we got? I would like my combined cost basis is going to be $37.50, which apparently is the same for everybody, as that has the highest open interest right now. And okay, you know what? 3%. It's fine. I will happily either sell these. I might just sell at the monies actually in this one. Maybe I'll do 38. Maybe at $1 if I can get $1. The reason that I'm not super thrilled about this play was I think I was too high delta up here for a stock that I don't know as much about as the people that I followed here a little bit. What's Human doing? I just saw that. Oh, it's almost cup and handle time. This is the ugliest cup and handle I've ever drawn. Why does this look like this? How did this happen? Is this a thing? I don't think this is a thing, by the way. The handle can be disjointed for sure, but usually it's disjointed like slightly up or slightly down. Not like you could plug it in the bottom and drain out all the liquid from it type of handle. Anyway, Galaxy, back to Galaxy. So yeah, it's been a rough few days for Galaxy, and again, like when you look at news, there wasn't a whole lot of interest or interesting things that stood out as like, oh, this is gonna happen or not. So instead, I feel like I'm in a funny position where I FOMO'd in here, although it really didn't feel like FOMO at the time because we're on such a strong bull trend. Now, this may just continue and we just go up from here anyway, right? Like this could very well be a what did I want? Where's that line with the arrow? I think maybe it's down here. Yeah. I'm thinking maybe we do this again. And there's there's a free form too. No. Where is it? Oh, I'm clicking the wrong thing. It's around here somewhere, isn't it? Is it this? Oh, brush. Yeah, maybe it's another one of those. Okay, that was thinking. Yeah, like that. Maybe it's a hook. A little hooky hook action. But that takes us to January. That kind of sucks. I was hoping to get out of it in like a week. But anyway, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think it's fine. And again, if we open anywhere near where we opened here, which, by the way, extended hours, where did we end on extended hours for Galaxy? Flat. Okay, never mind. I thought, if we ended up back like at 36, I would be like, oh, look, see, we're fine. Everything's perfect. I can see the future, but I can't. No, we ended up flat. So yeah, if we open here, which seems likely, this is fine. We'll deal with it. You're up all night. Oh, damn it. That was wrong. I did say that, Dirt Turtle. I'm glad you were paying attention because I wasn't. The offering. Which one, Alec? For Galaxy? Yeah, okay. I will say this. Of people who are really good at TA, Cantonese Cat is one of them for sure. I would listen to what he said. Okay. I would take what he said into stronger consideration than what I said for TA. We'll put it that way. See you, Showcase. Thanks for staying up so late. I appreciate you hanging around till like 3 a.m. Jeez, dude. Enjoy your cafe tomorrow. That espresso shot or 3 is going to be amazing. I know it. Oh, they did it. Oh, they diluted. Oh, you're right. God damn it. That's what that was. I'm sorry. It was this bar. This big old bar. That's what it was. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that reminder. Yes, they did. They did. And Bob Dog even put that on the Discord because it dumped overnight. So generally bullish long term with that. I'll tell you what, this is like the small cap special though. Stock price goes up wildly, immediately file for share dilution, raise capital. It's getting old. I'm wondering if the market's going to start punishing companies that do this in manipulating that price down. I don't know for sure, right? Who knows? But the good news is, here's the good news. The SMA, look at this. The SMAs, clean. All of these have barely moved at all from this action. I think we're going to bounce and be fine. But it may take a week or two. The fun does end, especially on the small cap world. Now, here's one thing I'll say about Reddit. I don't think Reddit is ever going to dilute because they're so rich. They're so cash rich. Is that true? I feel like I said that, and now I'm thinking maybe they're not as cash rich as I was thinking. Let's see if we can see it on the financials. Can I just like Control F cash? Nope. Of course not. I mean, cash flow is good. I know that. Assets are very good compared to liability. All right, I guess that's all that matters. I don't know if you can see their actual... Oh, well, balance sheet would say it, right? Oh, where is it? Where would it be? Where's Muffin Man when you need him? Is anyone looking at this? Yeah, no, I don't think Reddit's ever gonna do it. Nah. Balance sheet is what I want, isn't it? Total equity, current assets, there we go. Okay. 1.4 billion cash and equivalents. Okay, 1.3 billion. Yeah. So they're good. They have a ton of money, and they don't need a ton of money to run their operation. That's where I was getting at. Oh my god, that took an embarrassingly long time for me to remember where the cash was in the financial statements. I swear I used to run businesses. But I never really had to worry about cash. So, yeah, you know, like I look at this and the position's good. It's fine. Like total receivables. What are you receiving, people? Hardly anything. Zero inventory. Yeah. Anyway, I think it's unlikely for someone like a company like Reddit to dilute. And that's a consideration because, to be honest, it's frustrating. Ons did it like over here. Or one of these, I don't know. In the $8 range, maybe. Maybe it was here. They did a share offering. I feel like half the companies on my... Bold did one up here. Bold did one here. This was obnoxious right here. Remember that one. I feel like all these companies, they get a spike and they're like, ah, we gotta get that cash money. And then everything sucks. I'm not sure Lunar probably did one. I don't remember. They would have done it back here if anything. But yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Yeah, I know. Ons did it, and it went in literally same day. So, okay. Did I go through everything? I went through everything. I didn't open any new leaps, but they're all red this week. They were all green at the beginning of the week, by the way. Well, that's not true. UNH, GT, and TDD were green. We have earnings this week for GT, so that'll be interesting. I think Huma has earnings soon, don't they? Is it next week? Yeah. Expected next week? Maybe it'll be the week after. It's not yet determined. AI, the Muffin Man Special. Not sure if they have earnings yet. Early December, so we got some time there. Oh, that wedge broke down. Good to know. TTD has earnings coming up. Yeah, also not till early December. I thought it was sooner. Never mind. And that's it. So I've got some existing options on, you can ignore the GME. They're taxable 300 share type things. I could probably buy those back for nothing right now. Archer, a couple weeks away still for 11s that are like teetering. Oh my God, this has been one of the more painful covers I've made in recent memory. Oh, this is nice. My ONS $12 1121 is down to, well, the stock price is down to 6, so this is probably worth nothing. Maybe I'll buy that back. I don't know. I might let that just go to expiration because I would not mind selling them at 12. That'd be amazing. Light Path, I don't know. What's the name of that company? Is it Light Path? You would think I would know. It is Light Path, yeah. It's a small position. I've got low delta CCs for $60. Who cares? And then I just sold this today. HIMS going into next week for earnings. 58C on 45, paying 1%, over 1%. I will take that, and I would love to get out for 1% plus $4 share appreciation on the $54 cost basis that I have them at. But you know what? HIMS has been good to me. That's been a big one. 35K on HIMS this year so far. And I've been playing it since it was a $20 stock. Oh, the day, those were the days. Should have loaded up on leaps back in the day. Yeah, and that's kind of it. That's everything that I've got going on. I will be looking to cover a lot of stuff next week. Joby for sure, as I mentioned. GME for sure. Maybe monthlies on that one. Oscar for sure. Galaxy for sure. Reddit for sure. Hopefully you all join me in some of those and have fun making money there. All right, let me catch up. Anything else? You love dilution. Yeah, you know, I agree. I like dilution too if I'm not in a stock and I want to get in it. Oh, I didn't even... So, Alec, in full disclosure, I didn't include the gambling that I did this week. That was separate account stuff. But yeah, made a little bit of money on CVS. And what was the other one? God, I don't even remember. I guess I could look at the... what were the earnings this week? Hey, Zedos. Where are you from? Are you a YouTuber? Target. Target was last week. That was Leaps. No, I know. CMG is where I lost all the money, but I made money on two. I made money on CVS. Oh, PayPal. It was PYPG. Yeah, that's right. Remember, we couldn't get the options in time because I looked and I was like, oh, we're gonna do this, and I looked. I'm like, oh, it's 415. So we bought PYPG. Yeah, PayPal. The 2Xer. Made 20% on that, and we made like 10% or 20%. You're in the Discord. All right. Good to see you then. You don't need to tell us who you are. Is it Xenos from oh, that's Genos. I was thinking One Punch Man. Never mind. We got a bunch of weebs in the Discord. Fair. I'm one of them, by the way. All right. I think that's going to be it for tonight, guys. We went for a good hour and a half, covered everything. We made some money, but we lost a ton on deck. We got decked, but overall came out a little bit less than -1% despite taking a 30K hit. Like, that's... I can't be upset about that. If that's my biggest loss this year, I'm okay with it, honestly. You can't... Here's the thing. At the end of the day, selling options is great. But if you sell options on shit companies, you can't win every trade. It's just not... It's really not possible. Well, unless you're like, I don't know. Prescient? ESP? What's the word? Prophetic? This is terrible. I can't think of the word. Not telepathic. Jeez, it's like when I was a kid, I couldn't remember the word tornado ever. Like, I'm struggling. Is deck? Stop it! Stop! No, we're not talking about deck anymore. Yeah, I don't believe in their CEO, by the way. Prescient. I was right the first time. I went through all that, and I could have just stuck with my initial guess. That's too bad. Yeah, I just don't believe in their CEO, and I don't want to deal with it anymore. Will it go up eventually? Yeah, probably. Do I want to hang around for a year and a half for that to happen? No. I don't need another Lulu. And I didn't even get hurt that badly by Lulu. I mean, I got hurt a little bit by Lulu. 2000. But, like, you know. Then we got guys like Reddit. So, yeah. Anyway, it was a good week. I'm happy with it because I put so little effort into the week. And for the things that I did do, it was productive. So looking forward to next week. I think next week is where things get spicy again. We got a lot of off earnings next week, non-Mag 7 earnings. So there'll be some interesting opportunities. I will probably partake in some of the earnings gambles, some of which because I own the shares. So I wouldn't call it a gamble so much as protecting the downside and taking advantage of the IV. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a great week, and I'm looking forward to doing it all over with you guys and girls today, tomorrow, next week again. Put Leaps. Actually, dude, I kind of want to sell puts or buy puts on deck. I'm not gonna do it, but I do want to do it. All right. Anything else before we wrap up tonight from the chat? Do I need to give you any good like emoji faces? I'm not gonna do it. Happy Halloween. Don't eat too much candy. If you do, brush your teeth. If you don't brush your teeth, you should be brushing your teeth every day. Disgusting person who doesn't brush your teeth every day. 40K off all-time high. Small caps need help. Dude, just wait. Literally just wait. Like, I think small caps are going to pump the next couple of weeks. Just saying. Now that Mag 7 earnings are done, I think you got some coming to you. See you, Saul. Thanks for joining. Good night, Alec. Have a good weekend. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.